Yes, this is your first topic, advanced third topic, that is advanced JavaScript, and the basics you have studied in 11th standard. Now, what we are going to study in this chapter? First of all, see what we are going to study in this chapter. Okay, see the features of JavaScript. First of all, we will study features of JavaScript. It's why we are using, and this part we already studied in the last session, that what are the different features of JavaScript, what we can do with the JavaScript, why we are embedding JavaScript in HTML. Okay, we can do something on HTML, but what we cannot do in HTML, so that we take a help from JavaScript. Okay, so those comes inside the under the feature of JavaScript. Okay, so features of JavaScript means what are the different the facilities are given in JavaScript, so that we can use it for specific or number of uses out there, and we can use it for specific purposes. So difference between the client side scripting and server side scripting, later on we will see the difference between the client side scripting and server side scripting. Okay, so the first part in that we are going to study features, and then we are going to study the difference between the client side scripting and server side scripting. Okay, see the JavaScript is, do you know what type of scripting? I already told you. Okay, let me know that what type of scripting it is. What is JavaScript? JavaScript is a server side scripting or client side scripting? Give me answer. Yes, let me know the answer of this question. JavaScript is a client side scripting language or server side scripting language? Yes, give me answer in a chat box. Yash Gosai is saying client side, Amol Parav is saying server side, Rutik is saying client side. Very confusing answers I'm getting here. Okay, Yogesh, Yash is saying client side, Amol is server side. I think Yogesh is not present today. Rinsi is saying client side. Okay, so client side's answer is more. Amol, how it is server side scripting? Tanvi is saying client side. Yes, all of you right. Only Amol is wrong. Amol, it is a client-side scripting language. I already told again and again that JavaScript is a purely client-side scripting language. Why? Because we execute this program or execute the JavaScript on client side, we see the result on client side, and we can access the JavaScript file on client. Okay, we are not using server. We don't require server interface to execute client side scripting. So to execute JavaScript, we don't require server. We don't have to interface server. Okay, so here JavaScript is a purely client side scripting language. Okay, so never make mistake, Amol. Okay, never make mistake. JavaScript is a purely client-side scripting language. Okay, so we will see here what is difference between the client-side and the server-side scripting language. Then we will come on second point, that is a looping structures in JavaScript. Okay, we studied if structure in JavaScript. The if structure is a conditional structure. If statement or the if structure is, you can say, the conditional structure in JavaScript. We are using conditions over there, we are executing the conditions over there, and after executing that conditions we get two different views or two different path. First path goes to the true side, second path goes to the false side. Okay, whatever the true side part we execute at the one section, and whatever the false part we execute on other section. Okay, so if condition, we are using conditions to operate something. Okay, now here in a looping structures, we are doing the same code. We are repeating the same code for a number of times. Loop means what? Again and again executing some element. Again and again executing a block of statements. Okay, so looping means to execute some instruction, to execute some statements again and again till one condition gets satisfied. Okay, till one condition gets satisfied. The same thing we are doing in one more element in JavaScript. Can you tell me which is it? The looping, what I explained now, looping is nothing but we are repeating the statement block or the statements again and again. The same thing we are doing in some element in JavaScript or one element in JavaScript. Can you tell me by which element we are repeating again the structure, or repeating again and again some instructions? Yes, tell me which element is that in JavaScript we are using for repetitive task. Just give me answer in chat box. So which structure or which element we are using in JavaScript for repetitive tasks, just like a looping? Yes, let me know. Give me answer. Write me in chat box. My question is just straightforward that I want to ask. I explain you the looping structure. Looping means to write instructions and repeat those instructions again and again till one condition gets satisfied. Okay, this is the purpose or this is the use of looping. We also use some element, or we also use one element in JavaScript that we have already studied, which is used to do the specific task again and again. Okay, what is that task? What is that element? Yes. Yes, all of you are with me. Nobody's giving answer. Yogesh, yes. It's a function, right? It's a function. Okay, Yogesh, you just wait that the students are giving answer, or not. If they are not giving answer, then you are allowed to do it. Okay, so yes, it's a function. By using functions, we can do the repetitive task. I think JCI is not present today. JCI, are you there? JCI, are you there? Okay, no, I think she is not present today. So looping structure. Looping structure we are going to study. In looping structure, what we are doing, we are going to repeat some instructions. We have to do the task, repetitive task. We have to execute some instructions again and again. We have to execute the block again and again till the condition gets satisfied. Okay, there my last sentence is a very important. Till till the condition gets satisfied. And this condition we are not using in a function. Okay, we are executing function just by giving the name of function. But in looping structures, we are repeating the task till the condition gets satisfied. Okay, that is called loop. So this is the difference between the loop and function. Okay, so we will study a for loop in JavaScript, and more one structure is there, that is a switch. Okay, that we're going to study. Okay, so in JavaScript, the main focus you want to focus on a for loop structure in JavaScript, because for loop is a very important. This for loop is used in each and every programming language. Either you go to study Python, either you go to study C, C++, you go to study Java, pure Java programming. When you go to study any programming language, there will be the structure of loop, that is a for loop. Okay, so for loop is a very important because it is common to all programming languages. Okay, so here we are going to study looping structures in JavaScript. The next part we are going to study the DOM object and window object in JavaScript. Here DOM means document object model. Okay, here DOM means document object model. Okay, here we will study the document object model means what? The structure of overall window. The structure of window we are going to study. When you double click on any folder, that time a window opens on screen, right? Inside that window, some elements are there. Those elements are known as document. And in that document, you can create a form. You can create a table. So those tables, those forms are, you can say, objects. Okay, so objects, here we are going to study objects. What are the inbuilt objects in JavaScript? How user can create object in JavaScript? What are the inbuilt objects, just like a string, math, array, date, and number? How these objects we can create? What are the different properties we can use, or which is dependent on the inbuilt object? What are the methods we can execute on JavaScript, and it is related to object? These all things we are going to study in the fourth point, that is the inbuilt objects such as the string, math, array, date, and number. Okay, out of this array and date, these two objects you don't have to study now in this syllabus. Okay, so inbuilt object we are going to study string, math. Okay, so this object we are going to study here, and this object works on JavaScript, works in JavaScript. Those are the inbuilt JavaScript objects. Okay, and the fifth point is a simple JavaScript program to do the validation and user interaction. Okay, so programming comes over here. In the programming, we can execute the programs, we can write the programs. The simple programs we have to write, and we have to validate some data, we have to interact the user by using event triggering. Okay, so those things we are going to study in the last part. So programming will come at the last part of this advanced JavaScript. Okay, so here we are going to study what we have to study in this chapter. Okay, now the first point is the introduction of JavaScript. What is JavaScript? Okay, there are varieties of scripting language, you know very well. And why we are using the scripting language? Just to develop dynamic website. Okay, the scripting language are used to develop dynamic website. And JavaScript is an interpreted scripting language. Now, what we can do with HTML, pure HTML, but what we can't do in HTML. Okay, this is very important thing which you have to know. See, whatever you have studied in first part of the first session, that is a HTML and advanced HTML. Okay, what was that? You are designing a pure static website in HTML. The static website in HTML means it is not a flexible. Then what do you mean by flexible? What do you mean by the responsive? What do you mean by the flexibility or dynamic effects in the website? Okay, that thing is very important, because when you go to develop your websites in pure HTML, when you go to develop your website in a pure HTML, then you are writing the general structure of HTML, tables you can create, videos you can insert, audio you can insert. Okay, there are specific tags that are provided by HTML that you have to use for the specific purpose. But suppose if you want to slide any image, or if you want to overlap one image on other, if you want to slide image from left to right or right to left, if you want to change the mouse, change the color of background of any document when you move mouse pointer on a particular control, particular button, or on particular element. Okay, if you want to change the mouse menu background, if you want to change the color of menu, then what you have to use, that we are going to study in a JavaScript. Some flexibility comes in JavaScript. Some effect we can apply in JavaScript. And the main thing we are using for JavaScript, main purpose we are using JavaScript is a data validation. Means when you have to enter, just suppose you are going to fill a form, and in that form many elements are asked. The first elements is there, write your name, and instead of your name, if you type there your mobile number and you jump on the next element, then that text box has to give an error that you have entered wrong information. Okay, you have entered wrong information. First correct it, then you can write the next element. or you can jump on a next tab. Means here JavaScript check the data that you have entered proper data or not. If you have entered wrong data, then JavaScript denote it by giving an error message. When you click on the error message or when click on the alert message, then JavaScript also give you chance to rewrite the content again. It vanishes the previous content and it allows to write the new content on that text box, in that text box. Okay, so what is use of JavaScript to validate the data? Means you have entered data, but it is right or not, it denoted by JavaScript. Pure HTML can't do these two things. Pure HTML can't check your data. Okay, but in HTML5, some features are added with the text box that we have already studied. That is a type is equal to email, type is equal to number, type is equal to date. Okay, those things are also used for the validation. But when you consider the pure HTML, in pure HTML, you can't use the type is equal to date, type is equal to time, type is equal to number, type is equal to email. Those things you couldn't do in a HTML, pure HTML. But these features are added in HTML5. Okay, but when there were no features of these HTML5 in HTML, those time we have to do all these things by using JavaScript. We have to validate our email by using JavaScript. We have to validate our text box that we should enter the number, mobile number. If anybody entered any character in the number, then it should give error, so that we have to write a code in JavaScript for that validation. Okay, so each and everything we have to validate by using JavaScript. So nowadays in HTML5, those features are already added with the HTML elements, so we don't require JavaScript at that time. But even though if you consider the flexibility of the programming, if you want to add some extra features to the HTML, then JavaScript is a must. It should embed or enclose in your program. Okay, when you open any website which are designed nowadays, okay, you can see the code behind that website. Then you will get a JavaScript code. Each and every websites which are available or which are designed in HTML, you will get their JavaScript program. Okay, so for each and every website, you require this JavaScript program. Okay, now see here, and it is an interpreted language. What it says, it is an interpreted language that execute its instruction directly and freely without compiling machine language in previous program. Okay, now what this part suggests? Okay, what this part says? See, when you execute any program, when you execute or when you write any program in any language, just like C, C++, Java, if you want to see the result in that programming language, you have to compile your program which you have written in text. Okay, whatever you write in a text, you have to compile it first, then you can see the result. In some programming language, we are using compiler to compile the program. In some programming language, we are using interpreter to interpret the program. Okay, so see, I concentrate towards here. I'm telling you it again. Okay, to execute any programming language, or a program in a programming language, we require two things, either compiler or interpreter. Okay, either compiler or interpreter. These two things required when we are doing any work in programming language. Okay, there are various programming languages like C, C++, Basic, Pascal, JavaScript, Java, Pure Java, Python, PHP. So many scripting language, Java scripting language and programming language are there. But when you see the programming language, when you study the programming language, and when you want to write a program in a programming language, and if you want to see the result, if you want to see the output of that programming language, then do these two things are required to execute your program. What are those? Either you require compiler or interpreter. Some programming languages are supported by this compiler, and some programming languages are supported by the interpreter. Now, what the compiler and interpreter do? Compiler and interpreter has the same function. Compiler and interpreter has the same function, only methodology is different. What these two things do does see. Compiler and interpreter, both the use systems are used to check that you have written a proper program without any mistake. So compiler and interpreter checks the syntax error if you have done in your program. It checks that any spelling mistake you have done in your program. So first of all, it checks, then it send one by one instructions to computer, the microprocessor, to execute the instructions one by one. Okay, so compiler or interpreter send the content, compiler or interpreter send this instructions to this microprocessor for execution. Now you know very well the microprocessor understand only the digital language, that is either 0 or 1, and you have written the code in English language, right? You have written the code in English language. So English language, you are writing the code, right? Whatever the code you are writing in English language, but we know that computer understand only machine language. Okay, so computer understand only machine language. Now if this English language, if you have to convert, if you, the program, this English language, if you want to convert into the machine language, then there must be a converter, because we write a program in English. Even you are in HTML, you are writing the program in English. And when you execute this English program, it must execute it on a microprocessor. But microprocessor understand only the machine language. So this English language you have to convert in the machine language, and this process can be done by using the compiler and interpreter. So without compiler and interpreter, we can't execute any program written in a pure programming language. If you are doing a program in a Java program, pure Java program, if you are doing a program in a C++, then you must install compiler or interpreter. Then you have to compile your program, you have to interpret your program, otherwise you can't see the result on screen. Okay, understood why we require compiler and interpreter? It convert the English like language to machine language, and it create a executable file, and this executable file gives us an output. This executable file gives us an output. Okay, if this program is not in a executable format, then we will not get output on screen, or can't execute the and or see the result on screen, because we are writing the program in a in a textual format, and textual format never execute. Okay, because see, the programming, when you write in a notepad, program when you write in a wordpad, or a program write in any editor, that is in a text format, and when you store it, it store like using .c, .txt, .htm. By using this extension we are storing it, but it is not in exe format, because only .exe file, executable file, gives you output. Okay, and the code you have written in HTML or .c file. In C programming, we are using .c extension to save any file. When you are using C++, then .cpp extension we are using to store file. Okay, so when we are using some extension for storing any file that is a textual file. The textual file itself never give output. So output is always given by the executable file, that is the exe file extension having .exe. So executable file always gives you output. Now these files which you have written in English language, this should be converted in exe file, means executable file, and that can be done by using compiler and interpreter. Okay, so compiler and interpreter are very much required in all programming language. But JavaScript is a one type of programming language, but it's a lightweight programming language. Why it is called lightweight programming language? Because this scripting language doesn't require compiler and interpreter. Okay, this scripting language has no is this scripting language is not required the compiler and interpreter to convert the file in executable format. Okay, so here we don't require exe file. So browser is doing all these things. Okay, browser is giving you output. Browser is converting your textual matter into the English, like the machine understandable language, that is a machine language. So browser is doing all these things. So it is a lightweight scripting language. Okay, so it is said that, so I will repeat again what I did here. An interpreted language is a type of programming language that executes in instruction directly, freely, without compiling any machine language. Without compiling any machine language instruction in previous program. Okay, so this is the thing which I want to explain you. Why, what is the interpreter, what is a compiler? Because each and every programming language require this compiler or interpreter to execute any program and to give desired output. But the JavaScript is such a scripting language which doesn't require any compiler, this doesn't require any interpreter. Okay, so this part is given in this sentence. Now the program is a set of instructions used to produce various kinds of outputs. Okay, we know that what is the program. We already studied what is the program. The sequential instructions written in one step by step, then that instructions are in combined called as a program. Okay, what I said, what is the program? The definition of program is that the set of instructions written in a sequence, the set of instruction written in the sequence, that is called a program. Okay, JavaScript was initially created to make web page alive. The programs in this language are called script. Okay, so program, do you understand the program? Program is nothing but the instructions written in the sequence. When you write any program, when you write any program in a JavaScript, then that program is called script. Okay, in JavaScripting, when you write a program, that program is called as a script. Okay, so here what we studied, two to three things we have studied in this part. The first is, by using JavaScript we can create the dynamic. Okay, I just okay, see, first point is we create a dynamic website using JavaScript. The first point we have studied here. Okay, what was that point? To develop dynamic website, to design a dynamic website, we are using JavaScript. Okay, second thing we have studied that we don't require compiler and interpreter. We don't require compiler or interpreter to execute a JavaScript program. We don't require compiler or interpreter to execute any instructions in a program. Okay, this second point we have studied here, right? Then program is a set of instructions written in a sequence. Program is a set of instructions written in a sequence. So sequence, this word is a very important. Here it is not used, but you have to use it. So program is a set of instructions written in a sequence. Okay, so I add here one more point here, written in a sequence. Okay, so program is a set of instruction written in a sequence, right? And last part we have studied that the program in the program in this language is called as script. Means the program written in JavaScript called as a script. Okay, so this part we have studied in introduction. Understood? Okay, now we will go on next part. Features of JavaScript. The first feature says that JavaScript is a lightweight scripting language because it does not support all features of object oriented programming language. Okay, what it said that it doesn't support all features of object oriented programming language, so it is lightweight scripting language. Now, what are the different object oriented programming language and what do you mean by the object oriented programming language? Okay, see, object oriented programming language C++ is a completely object oriented programming language. Okay, C++ is object oriented programming language. Pure Java is object oriented programming language. Okay, so C++ and Java is a program. These two programming languages are object oriented programming languages. Okay, now one more type is there for programming language, that is a procedure oriented programming language. Okay, so pure C programming is a procedure oriented programming language. Basic is pure structure, sorry, feature, oh, sorry, function oriented or procedure oriented programming language. Okay, so these are the different examples of object oriented and procedure oriented programming language. So we will not consider this because these are the procedure oriented programming language. We will think about these two programming language, C++ and Java. The C++ and Java are the object-oriented programming language in which everything is depend upon the object. In which everything is depend upon the object. So whatever you have to write a program in that object-oriented programming language must depend upon the object. You consider the main concept object and then write the other things related to object. Okay, those things come in object oriented programming language. Okay, so C++ and Java, these two languages are pure object oriented language. We are using some feature of Java in JavaScript. We are using some features of Java in JavaScript. We are not using all the features of Java programming in JavaScript. We are not using all the features of Java in JavaScript. So what we can see that JavaScript is a lightweight scripting language. So what we can say that JavaScript is a purely scripting Okay, now here is the first point. What is the first point? The main thing you have to note that it is a lightweight scripting language. Okay, here you have to note that JavaScript is a lightweight scripting language. Why it is lightweight scripting language? Because it doesn't support all features of object oriented programming language. Object oriented programming language means pure Java. It is an example of object oriented programming language. C++ is an object oriented programming language. So we are not using all features of this object oriented programming language. So it is called lightweight scripting language. Okay, now we'll go on next point, next feature. So here is the next feature. Okay, the feature says that no need of special software to run JavaScript program. Okay, we have already studied how we can write a program in a notepad. Okay, when you write a notepad, you save the file using .html extension. And when you have to execute it, you can open it just by directly double click on that file, or you can open it in any browser, either by using Internet Explorer or Google Chrome. Okay, by using any browser, you can open that JavaScript program. So what we required? Notepad. Notepad is already given in Windows. It is a free of charge. You don't have to pay for that notepad. It comes by default with the Windows. Second thing, browser. Browser is freely available on internet. If you want Internet Explorer, then Internet Explorer is a by default browser of Microsoft Windows. And if you want other browsers, then you can download freely from internet. That is a Google Chrome. Google Chrome is a freely available. Okay, if you get the browser, if you get the notepad or any editor, then you can write a program in JavaScript and you can execute the code. So you don't require any say special software to run JavaScript program. You don't require special software to run JavaScript program. So this is the second feature. You can say that no need of special software. No need of special software. This is the second feature. No need of special software. Okay. Now we will go on the third point. JavaScript is object-oriented scripting language and it supports event-based programming facility. It is case sensitive language. Now in this point, two things are given, two features are given. What the first feature is saying that it is event based. It is event based programming facility. It giving event based programming facility. Okay, what do you mean the event based programming facility? Means suppose if you want to execute any function, then you can execute that function by using event, by triggering any event, just like we have studied on click, on mouse up, on mouse down, on key press, on key down. These type of event we can use in JavaScript and trigger it, and by triggering it we can execute any function, we can execute any code. Okay, so by using events we can write a code and execute it. And second feature is that it says that it is a case sensitive scripting language. Case sensitive scripting language. You know very well what is the meaning of the case sensitive scripting language. If you write, if you have to write in a capital letters, it must be in capital letters. If you write in a small case letters, then it will not work. Okay, so JavaScript differentiate between the capital and small. You can't say capital RAM is the same like a small RAM. Okay, both are different. So JavaScript is a case sensitive scripting language, whereas second point says that it is an event based programming language. It depend upon the events. We can execute execute any function by triggering any event. Okay, so we have already studied in some events in JavaScript. We can use those event in a program and we can execute the functions by triggering those events. Okay, so this is the third feature. The third feature tells two things. That is a JavaScript is a event-based programming language, and it is also case-sensitive programming language, or scripting language. It is a better to say scripting language. It is not a pure programming language, so it is called lightweight programming language. Okay, so you can say it is a scripting language. Okay, now we'll go on the next point. JavaScript helps the browser to perform input validation without wasting the user's time by the web server access. Okay, so this is use of JavaScript. Why we are using the JavaScript? I already told that if we are using JavaScript to validate input, okay, validate the data fed by user. If the data filled by user is incorrect, then JavaScript has to denote the error that you have entered, or user has entered wrong information before accessing to the server, before sending to the server. Because see, when you are filling a form, if you fill the wrong information and when you click on a submit button, then the wrong information will pass or transfer to the server. So server will store the wrong information. So before transferring to the server, server, before click on a submit, the JavaScript has to denote the error which you have done in your form filling. Okay, when you go to form filing, then what you have error messages that you have, that JavaScript has to denote, and when the error message comes on screen, you can correct it as per the error you have arrived. Okay, so here JavaScript help browser to perform input validation. JavaScript helps the user for input validation. JavaScript help the programmer also to validate the input. Okay, so it is saves the time. It saves the time of user or programmer to change again the wrong information stored in the server. Okay, so before transferring the server, it checks the data, it validates the data. So validation is very important word, comes in a feature of JavaScript. Okay, next. So always think that when any question comes regarding right features of JavaScript, then whatever I'm marking, those points you have to notice. And if you write those points, then you will get full marks. Okay, so how we are checking your paper? Because see, in a day we have to check near about 200 to 300 papers. In a day we have to check 200 to 300 papers. Now it is not possible to read each and every word which you have written in your answer. Nobody is reading all these things. They are just noticing what point you have mentioned in your answer. Okay, so always think that write answers in a point. Write answers in a points and then explain those points. Okay, so what will happen? If you are confident, then only write your points. If you don't have confidence, if you don't you have confidence, and if you want to write the answers just like whatever you know, but not an exact answer, then don't write the points. Okay, but if you know the exact answers, then write in a point so that examiner will make easy to correct your answer, check your answer. Okay, so just the sake of examiner's time, you write answers in a point, so that the examiner give you full marks. Okay, so next is here the validation. Next point, it can handle date and time very effectively. Okay, so next point is date and time. Okay, so date and time features are not provided in HTML. If you go to write a program in HTML, if you want to show the current date and current time in HTML, then it is not possible. So if you want to display the date and time, if you want to manipulate the date and time, if you want to show the yesterday's date, if you want to show tomorrow's date, it is possible in JavaScript, but it is not possible in pure HTML. So date and time manipulation we can do in JavaScript. So next thing is most of the JavaScript control statement syntax is the same as the syntax of control statement in other programming language. Okay, why this is given? Because if you want to learn any programming language, if you want to study any programming language, then the syntax which you are using in JavaScript, the syntax means the grammar. Grammar means how to write instructions in JavaScript, how to write a function in JavaScript, how to write a statement in JavaScript, how to write a loop in JavaScript. Those things are called as a syntax. If you study the syntax in JavaScript, then it will make easy to study any programming language because the syntax will be the same. The minor difference will be there. Okay, so if you studied the syntax of JavaScript properly, then you can do or you can study any programming language. So here it is considered that the JavaScript has a control syntax. JavaScript has such a syntax by studying which we can do other scripting or other programming language easily. Okay, so here we have to highlight syntax. Okay, the same syntax we have to use in other programming. Next is an important part of JavaScript is the ability to create a new function within script, declare a function in JavaScript using function keyword. Okay, the simple thing, we can use function in JavaScript, that's all. Now what is function? You know very well. We have already studied. Okay, so here is the feature that we can use function in JavaScript. So this point tells that we can use function in JavaScript. Now what is function? We know. Next is software that can run on any hardware platform or software platform is called platform independent. Okay, so this thing is a very important, platform independent. This is the point. Now, what do you mean by this platform independent? Platform independent means you can use the JavaScript on any hardware device. Then that may be Intel processor, i3 processor, i5 processor, Core 3, Core 5 processor, any type of processor it may be, any type of hard disk it may be there in your computer. It doesn't depend upon any hardware. Second thing, it doesn't depend upon operating system. You can use the JavaScript in a Windows, you can use the JavaScript in a Linux, you can use the JavaScript in a Mac OS. On any operating system you can use it. So we can say that JavaScript is an independent platform, independent scripting language, or you can say that it comes under the platform independent softwares. Okay, it comes under the platform independent software. Platform independent means what? It doesn't depend upon any hardware, it doesn't depend upon any software. Okay, in simply, what is definition of platform independent? You can say it doesn't depend upon the hardware, it doesn't depend on any software. You can use the JavaScript on any hardware, you can use JavaScript on any software, means any operating system. Okay, so it is called platform independent. So this is platform independent. Okay, so any JavaScript enabled browser can understand interpret JavaScript code due to different features. JavaScript known as universal client side scripting language. So this is the last part, that JavaScript is a universal client side scripting language. Why it is universal client side scripting language? Because of these all features, because of its in platform independent features, because of no compiler, no interpreter we can use in JavaScript. Okay, so because of all these features, we can say that JavaScript is a universal client-side scripting language. So we can say that JavaScript is a universal scripting language. Okay, so these are the different features which we have studied in JavaScript. Okay, so we will see again step by step what are the different features of JavaScript. In this first point, now you tell me, in this first point, what is the main thing we have to note? What is the main point we have to underline? What is the main point we have to write so that examiner will find that you have a knowledge of feature? Okay, now just tell me in word, in one word. Okay, what you can write about for this point, first point. Okay, Amol is saying object oriented programming. First point, Amol is saying object oriented programming. Anything, anyone else? Yes, anyone else? Chaitra is saying lightweight programming language. Anushka is saying lightweight. Tanvi is saying lightweight. Amol, you are doing hurry. Why you are doing this so much mistake? Amol, object oriented programming language, all what is said, it doesn't support all features of object oriented scripting language, so it is called lightweight scripting. So it is lightweight scripting. So what think we have to mark? Lightweight scripting language. Yes, Ravani. Samiksha, yes, you are right. Lightweight scripting language, this point we have to mark. Okay, now tell me the second point. Tell me the second point. What we have to mark? Tell me the second point in small sentence or small two to three words. Two words, I think. Yes. Second feature. In short. Okay. Ratan is saying no need of special software. Siddhi is saying no need of special software. Okay. Only one word you have to use, to run. No need of special software to run. Okay. To run or to execute. Yes. Good. Samiksha right. Amol right. Siddhi right. Ratan yes. No need of special software. Yes. Tanvi right. Yes. Good. Now tell me the third point. Now tell me third point. Siddesh Gowde saying no, not depend on any hardware. No. Rutik is saying case sensitive language. Okay. Chaitrali is saying object oriented and case sensitive. No, little much mistake you have done, Chaitrali. Again think. Yes, Anushka, exactly. Anushka, yes. Event based. and case sensitive. Yes, Ratan. Event based. Samiksha, object oriented scripting language is not a basic thing over here. Is a basic thing is event based programming facility and case sensitivity. But you are not wrong. Object oriented scripting language is right. Okay, you are not wrong. But the main thing it there is that event based programming facility, because in first point we are saying that it doesn't carry all object oriented features in first point, and here we can't say it is object oriented scripting language. So what we can say, it support event based programming facility, means event based programming and case sensitivity. Okay, so event based and case sensitivity, it's right. Next feature. Next feature. Yes, yes, right. For validation purpose, we are using JavaScript, right? The JavaScript is used for validation purpose. Good. Validation, yes. Input validation, you can say validation, or you can say data validation too. Any data. Then it may be number, it may be text, it may be date, it may be time, any type of data it may be. So data validation you can say. Good. Next point. Next point. Yes, Chaitrali, date and time. Yes, Tanvi, date and time, right? Yes, Rutik, hi. Handle date and time. Yes, yes. Ratan is saying date and time. Good. Yes, Yogesh. We can handle date and time in JavaScript. So this is the feature of JavaScript. We cannot handle date and time in HTML, but in JavaScript it is possible. Good, Samiksha. Yes. Now next feature after date and time, syntax. Yes, Tanvi, syntax. Very good. Yes, syntax. Okay, tell me what is syntax means what? Syntax means what? Yes, control syntax, Rohan. Good. Syntax means what? What we can see in our language, because syntax is a word Greek term, or you can say it is a computer related language, computer related word. Okay, for syntax in our language, English language, what we can say for that syntax? Yes, what is the other word for the syntax? The syntax word we are using in a computer language, but in our language, what we can say to syntax? Yes, now Yogesh, you answer. We are using the syntax word in a computer language, but when you consider your language, let's like a Marathi, Hindi, English, what word you can use for the syntax? Yes, fast, Yogesh. Now I want you want answer from you, Yogesh. Yes, Rohan, what do you think? Ratan, Samiksha, yes, tell me, what is the other word for syntax? Format. Shravani is saying format, not a exact answer. You're closer, but Shravani, I want the exact word syntax for syntax. We can say syntax word in a computer related language, but in our Hindi, English, Marathi, we are using the syntax word, but with by other name. I want other name. Coordination, no, Rohan, not a coordination. Not a coordination, no. Yes, anyone else? Amol? Are Amol disconnected? Yes. Amol, my question is that what is the other word for syntax? I think you are just added. Yes, Amol. My question is that what is the other word for syntax? Yes. Where are the students? I think JC was trying last time. He was in a betting room. She was betting room, but now I can't see her name. Joshi, yes, Joshi. Arrangement, no. Proper order of words, no. Yes, exactly, Rohan. Yes, Rohan, you're right. Grammar, good. So Rohan, give me the right answer. Grammar. We can use the word grammar for the syntax. Syntax means grammar in computer language. Syntax means grammar in computer language. No, Tanvi, grammar is right answer. So Rohan is right. Okay, very good. So next, tell me next feature after the syntax. Tell me the next feature. Yes, next feature. Yes, Tanvi is saying function. Very good. Siddhi function. Yes, Siddhi, right. Shravani, right. Ratan, right. Function. Very good. Samiksha, yes. Amol, yes. Function. Yes, good, right. Function is a main word which you have to mark because JavaScript support new functions, that is a user defined function, inbuilt functions. Okay, so we can run or we can execute, we can declare, we can uh, call function in JavaScript. Okay, next you have to mark. Next point you have to mark. This one last. This one is last. Yes, last point you have to mark. Fast, fast. Only two words you have to write. Only two words. Yes, Anushka, right. Platform independent. Yogesh, platform independent. Yes, good. Chaitrali, platform independent. Very good. Very good. So we have prepared here a question of 4 marks. Here we have prepared for question of 4 marks. Okay, if you write any four features, then you will get 4 marks. Okay, so out of these things, you have to write only four. Four things you have to write, you will get 4 marks. Okay, so here we have prepared for the 4 marks, right? Okay, so this is very easy things that those we have studied. In the next session, we are going to study the what is the client side scripting and what is the server side, how we can differentiate the client side and server side scripting. Okay, so till the date, this we are I'm ending this session over here. Okay, so we will study the next part in the next session. Okay, so bye bye.